Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Hello, everyone.
Boom. Hi, guys. Hi.
Happy Monday.
Hi. Let me get
Thanks
this
for
other
joining
one
us.
back. Hold on.
And hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend for those that celebrate.
Happy Independence Day. What's up?
Trying to go live on Instagram. Always has like a little lag time. There we go. All right.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Yes. And thanks so much for joining. Before we start, always make sure that you like and follow. Helps us help you. So just click the button below, make sure it's selected, and share this stuff with your friends and family. So this one is targeted more for the guys out there. So women watching, really, it's a great one to send to the men in your life. Females are more inclined to use supplementation. I don't necessarily know why.
Necessarily.
But yeah, it's very important. So today it's really about the testosterone blueprint that we're going to talk about. And it's how to support energy, strength, performance, and healthy hormone levels naturally. And this is not good to say that there's some cases where, hormone replacement therapy might be, necessary. But this is really will help you understand too how you can use supplementation to help, and also what it actually means when your testosterone might be on the lower end, or I guess loaded deficient. Would deficient be the word, or just low? Okay, so really what happens, most men assume like getting older, or this could go for women too, but most men assume that getting older means less energy, less muscle, less drive, less motivation, that this is kind of just something that happens. But that's not necessarily aging. It's a sign that the body's hormonal systems are no longer getting the support that we need. And that is something that does happen as we age, is our body just needs a little bit more support to function at its best, right? So that really is where supplementation is a major player, because it gives us the support that we need. So today we're going to discuss the science behind the male vitality, our Vitality for Men hormone supplement, how to help with healthy hormone balance, and how this product was designed to support the key pathways involved in energy, performance, recovery, mood, and overall well-being. It's actually like a multifactorial approach to it.
Multi-prong or something? Sure.
Yeah, because it's not just addressing the one thing, or maybe you're saying testosterone itself. It's all the root causes around it and things associated with it. Because I do think it's true, when most people hear the word testosterone, that right away you think about libido and muscle growth, right? But testosterone plays a much bigger role in things besides just libido and muscle growth.
Yeah, sure.
Correct?
Yeah, of course.
Like energy production, body composition, mental clarity, motivation. So maybe if you feel that like crazy brain fog, could be easily your low testosterone. Sleep quality plays a major role in that. Metabolic health, and all of these impact how a man feels and performs, right? So it's very important to be focusing on this. But the good news is that there is evidence that lifestyle strategies and nutrients can help. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get into a little bit. A little bit of understanding men's hormones. I'll touch on it, but then I really want to get into the product Vitality and why Dr. Ryan formulated it. So he'll go into talking about that. But knowing that hormones are the body's messengers, and they influence many things. So again, it's not just like we said with testosterone, the libido and muscle growth, but it's energy levels, muscle growth and maintenance, recovery, mood and motivation, mental focus, libido, body composition, healthy aging, all of those things. And when hormone balance begins to shift, that's when things can change, right? Men can experience fatigue, the brain fog, like I just said, reduced motivation, increased belly fat, loss of muscle mass, slower recovery, lower libido, declining performance, all the opposite end, right? So that could be something if you're noticing those, use it as a clue. Like maybe you need to do some of the things that we're going to talk about to help prevent this hormone balance shift. And testosterone is very important, but it also isn't everything, right? We need to think about all the other parts and not just focus again on those testosterone levels. Because vitality depends on a lot more than just testosterone, right? Vitality is stress management. Again, these are things you have to work on too. Healthy estrogen metabolism, right? Which would commonly happen would that happen if testosterone was too high?
Too high usually, yeah,
Too
of course,
high.
because the pathway for metabolism shifts.
Okay.
Yep.
Adequate nutrient status, really important. This is why we always talk about, stuff like our Daily Essentials Pack or our Foundational 5. Healthy circulation, that's very big. That's very big in libido, ED, sleep quality, prostate health, right? You got to involve that in it. Exercise and recovery. So supporting all of these systems together will produce the best result, right? Not just focusing on one single thing. So that's, I just got to kind of switch that school of thought. Like you can't jump to just the testosterone part when you're not doing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And this is not testosterone replacement therapy.
No.
Right? No, not what it's designed for. And again, once we just talk about the ingredients and why it was formulated, it will make a little bit more sense, I believe. Okay. Well, I mean, let's go into, unless you had something to add to that, let's go into the ingredients.
Yeah, we can, sure. There's a balance of hormones, but like there's many hormones, and these sex hormones that you're referring to, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, they exist in women, of course, in different ratios and percentages, but overall for men, they're testosterone. It's funny thing, like you can see it in body types too, but like men that have even been skinny and lean part of their life and then become a little bit overweight, maybe body composition changes, and then they're like really complaining about all of the symptoms you just described. And sometimes testosterone replacement therapy can fix that, and other times it cannot. That's why there's like things like Clomid tests and different ways to figure it out. Test your levels, understand your total testosterone, your free testosterone levels. Very cheap, very inexpensive test to get done. But you need to figure that out. And if you're a candidate for TRT, then hey, you know what? It can absolutely be a life changer. But oftentimes, it is some other simple fundamental fixes, whether it's like the supplements that you just talked about, or more. Honestly, I'd say it's a lot harder, but more lifestyle changes to actually correct the imbalance, or really I would say body composition issues that are at hand, because that fat tissue is a killer. I mean, extra adipose tissue is a killer for hormone balancing, because it believe it or not, it sends confusing messengers. She said hormones are messengers,
right?
It sends confusing signals to the body, especially when you have this low grade chronic inflammation. But think about the fact that there's a lot of different hormones. We are kind of just talking about the men's testosterone today, and of course, that's a big topic, right? I mean, for men, because again, you start that aging process, it accelerates, and then if you're not addressing it, in an early age, it's just going to continue to decline. Meaning, you'll start to really feel, I would think, crummy. I mean, you start to feel off, tired, and brain fog, lack of libido, lack of motivation, poor sleep, lack of ability to even really want to put on, lean muscle mass or go to the gym or do these things that require some spunk, right? Some vitality.
Yeah, and maybe you didn't know that those are some of the things that actually can happen with hormonal imbalance and possibly low testosterone. Again, I really do honestly think, even beyond the muscle growth and maintenance, most people think about low testosterone, they just equate it to like erectile dysfunction and like low libido. There is so much more in that, and this is why this one product was designed to touch on all the parts.
It really is.
And it's got a lot of ingredients, and they're all great ingredients. So
yeah, I agree. And it's funny too, because if you think about what like the amino acids do when they're considered the building blocks of protein, they're involved in the synthesis of hormones and neurotransmitters and enzymes and different things.
Your amino acids.
You need your amino acids. You do. You need to have that balance, of course. So some of the ingredients in here are pretty cool. We'll breeze through them. We're not going to go super long on any of them, but the Tungcat Ali is awesome. It's 300 milligrams we have in here. it's one of the most researched herbs for men's vitality. I mean, it just is. It's become the go-to for men's hormone products. The problem that, before I dive into the rest of that, the problem with men's hormone products is a lot of times these companies will add things into it and not put it on the label so that they will actually increase testosterone beyond what would be considered achievable or normal with the supplement. So watch out for that. There was a test done on Amazon products and it showed that some contaminated products, but the tungsten Ali is an ingredient you want to look for. The dosing of 300 milligrams is perfect. It's right on point, but it can help manage you even some of your other hormones, the stress hormone, the cortisol, and elevated cortisol and healthy testosterone levels often work in opposite directions, right? Is that what you're kind of referring to? So what you're trying to achieve, if you have that low-grade chronic inflammation and your elevated cortisol, you can actually develop lower T due to that. So that's kind of part of that framework. Fenugreek extract also in there at 300. We love standardized extracts. That is one of the things that's really important to us, so that exactly basically how much of the active constituent is in the product. And it's a great way. The standardization is a great way to ensure high quality and potency over time. But again, healthy hormone balance, great for vitality, good for libido. Fenugreek, again, is one of those most widely, studied botanicals, right? There's in that. So keep breezing here.
I actually remember taking a fenugreek supplement when I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, interesting.
I just remember in one of the books that I was recommended all the supplements you should take.
Of course. Yeah, of course. DIM 100 milligrams. DIM is the one that most people think of for estrogen metabolism. That's where you want to be careful. As your high T is increased, you want to make sure that your estrogen is properly metabolized. And the pathway to increase estrogen is balanced. Really, you're not trying to say it's zero, but it's balanced. I just want to make sure the comments are on point there.
And DIM is also in our women's hormonal balance.
Yeah, of course, it should be.
Yeah, I think I lowered it.
And one of the key zinc is actually a key element here too that people miss over. They glance over the fact that zinc is so important again in testosterone production. So we wanted to make sure there was enough zinc in here at 15 milligrams, which is a great antioxidant, good bisglycinate. It's a very good salt for it. So definitely, I would think that you'd want to have zinc. You want to have zinc in any good balanced product. Boron is the same type of thing. We put boron 6 milligrams in, but boron, zinc, just a great way to help out with the production of testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah. Got some other neat ones here. Pygium is another one. We like that with sal palmetto, healthy circulation, energy metabolism, urinary comfort, and all that kind of stuff. Like men's health, right? Like that was the focus. It wasn't just
that's why it's vitality.
It wasn't just, hey, look, we need to increase T. Even though, if you guys didn't know this, I took this product before we even launched it and measured my blood levels, and I got my total testosterone up 20%. My free testosterone went up 60%. So it does increase testosterone. It certainly does. I have that in my blood work. I can demonstrate. It's pretty cool. It was pretty neat to see that. And then niacin for circulation. But all right, so what do we have here, Elise?
Yeah, there's some more in the.
Did I skippy?
No, in the right direction. But again, something that's different from here is like I said, most men's hormonal supplements just focus on like that testosterone aspect, and they don't cover everything. And you really do need to think about everything, because when you're we love to address things from like a root cause approach, right? So you're touching on all parts, and you're not just focusing on like maybe the one number that might be wrong. We need to know like why, and basically this covers a lot of the whys on top of the other things that we have too.
Yeah, I agree. No, for sure. Oh yeah, I was going to basically skip these. Horny goat weed, of course. You guys have heard of that. It's kind of a funny name, horny goat weed, but like 300 milligrams, great level of it for traditional support, right? Traditional botanical support. That's blood flow, circulation, just good for overall contributors to overall performance and vitality. Another one that people haven't heard a lot about is tribulus. Tribulus went into this very early on because of the male vitality component, right? It's just very good use for libido, exercise capacity, and that was important for us to get that in there as well. Saw palmetto is something I think most people, guys have heard about. Prostate health.
Yes.
Of course, that's been around for a very long time. A lot of evidence, a lot of scientific studies to support it. And again, that would probably be like any of the men that are really over the age of 40, right?
Right. Yeah, and that's also in our men's multivitamin, saw palmetto, because you really need to support the prostate health for men, like you said, as you reach the aging point, whatever you think the number is. But basically, so everything that we're covering in vitality is your healthy estrogen metabolism, your stress resilience, your energy and stamina, your performance, your circulation. What else? Obviously, libido, prostate health, and overall, it's like healthy aging, right? So it's really a wonderful supplement. We've had wonderful feedback with it too, but it's really a comprehensive approach.
It is.
In this formula.
It is.
And it's a unique formula. You don't find much on the market that has all of this with the targeted approaches. Okay, so let's just say, who is this for? Okay, maybe if you're over 35, but also be aware of some of the symptoms that we talked about, right? Because again, it might not just be something in the libido area. It might not just be having trouble putting on muscle mass. I do know that brain fog is a big one for low testosterone, and I do feel like that's often overlooked.
Yep.
And people kind of brush that under, and a lot of it's, they think, due to the natural process of aging. But again, with aging, yes, things change, and that's just why as we age, we need to support our bodies more.
Yep.
And that's where, again, supplementation is a major player.
I'd like to see men start testing earlier too. If they could test at 18, years old, and every couple of years after that, just check in with their levels so they can see the trends where they are when they're optimal. Because remember, there's a difference between a lab range and an optimal range. So if you're in your late 20s and you have developed some body composition imbalances, you might actually start having symptoms of low T, but that's not necessarily be a candidate. Vitality being good. And on the flip side, if you're on testosterone replacement therapy, Vitality will still be very beneficial for you because you absolutely need the complex of minerals and supplements and elements to ensure healthy testosterone metabolism.
I'm glad you said that because it is a common question that I get. Like, if somebody is already on testosterone therapy, can I take Vitality too? Yes. Another question I do get is, can women take it if they have been told they need to increase their testosterone?
Yeah, but it's not. It's kind of always like an experimental thing, right?
Right. See if it works for you.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that goes a lot with different supplementation, but always remember too, like we said, the harder part is lifestyle, and no supplement can replace the lifestyle. Like, no supplement can replace getting a good night's sleep, quality sleep. No supplement can replace resistance training, cannot replace proper nutrition, cannot replace stress management, and a healthy body composition. Like, these have to be put in, the work has to be put in from you. So it is, what you're doing needs to also be a whole comprehensive approach. And supplements actually work best when they support a healthy lifestyle foundation. So when you already got this healthy lifestyle foundation going on, supplements work so much better. Just, they do, you'll notice. Okay, so how to take, it's on there, but we take 3 capsules a day.
3, yeah, it's 3.
With food is with food.
Yeah. But if you can't take it with food and you're half empty stomach, that's okay. Just see how you feel. If you feel nauseous or queasy from it, make sure you take it with food.
Yes, I have been told by a few of our affiliates that they have felt nauseous taking it on an empty stomach. So do what works best for you.
Food better for absorption too. So
right. Yeah. And can it provide like that, I guess, immediate energy? So
no,
you should
it's not going to feel like
so
a thermogenic.
Okay,
it's
so
not
any time of day is okay?
Any time of day is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And splitting the dose if necessary? Or would you rather all
right.
together?
But then you're going to forget.
Yeah,
you're going to take 1 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, or what are you going to do? Like, you're going to forget.
Consistency produces the best results.
Yeah. So, take them all together. Take them all together.
Awesome. And like I said, there's other things that you really need to do. Dr. Ryan mentioned the role of essential amino acids, but also the fact that you need to be making sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals, taking care of your gut health. You need to be making sure you are consuming enough protein. So let's just say we have our essential amino acids, get that foundational 5-pack, making sure consuming enough protein, where our protein powders really, really, really help. And then also throwing in their super reds that can just help with the blood flow. So depending on what you have going on, right? Like maybe ED is your problem, right now.
Good point.
So adding that in.
That.
Yeah, but those are all major players. So again, it's like, yes, this is a very comprehensive approach, but you still need to address other lifestyle factors. And with those supplements that we talked about, as well as exercise, sleep, resistance training. Don't forget that resistance training, very important. Anything else?
I feel like we covered it. It was good.
Yep. So remember,
information.
Testosterone isn't just about muscle. It isn't just about motivation. It isn't just about confidence, right? It's about supporting healthy, our vitality is about supporting healthy hormones. And not necessarily turning back the clock, but it's helping our body function the way it's designed to, even as we age, right? That's the goal, right? Age is going to happen. Let's support our bodies so we don't actually feel the age. Right? Any good questions in there?
Yeah, no comments. A lot of comments.
Good comments.
There are a lot of thank yous and good information, and we got our sound dialed in finally. Thanks. I know that I can understand Dana's point of view. Yep. Understood. Absolutely. That's great feedback from everybody, though. People say, "Oh, they feel exhausted." They have. There's things that go on out there. Alpha gal syndrome. You've been hearing a lot about that going on. My husband loves vitality. I'm low on T. I have low T for sure. I mean, these are the types of comments that you see, but you got to do something about it, right?
Right.
You can't just accept the fact that I'm low and that's just the way life is.
Yeah.
There is so much that can be done in this category. I promise you can accomplish a lot from a hormone balancing perspective.
Yeah. So guys watching shows with your friends, women watching shows with your men.
Yeah.
It's important it really is important for every male, especially after the age of 35.
For sure.
Yes. So
great. Thank you guys.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. Any further questions, please make sure you reach out to me via email, and we will see you next week.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.